is NDTV and you are watching NDTV Prime.
Welcome to the Property Show. Karnataka Government's decision to build a steel bridge in Bangalore has left the citizens divided. Today's South Special comes to you straight from the heart of Bangalore, where our colleague Maya Sharma is standing by to find out from the citizens on why are they crying foul.
A bridge. By definition, a bridge is something that is meant to bring people together, to help bridge a divide. But a steel bridge in Bengaluru, a massive infrastructure project, is dividing people very sharply. Those for, those against the project. Now, this project meant to actually decrease the time taken to travel to Bengaluru's international airport will cost almost 1,800 crores, and for many people a higher cost will be the more than 800 trees that will be lost in the process. There are those who feel it's a great idea, there are those who are very, very strongly against. And we're joined by both sides. We have administrators who are planning that bridge, we have politicians on both sides of the divide, and we have concerned citizens as well. Joining us first, the Assistant Secretary of Urban Development. This entire idea of the bridge, Mr. Mahendra Jain, why did it suddenly spring up? What is the motivation for this?
Well, for one, it hasn't sprung up immediately, urgently now. It has been on the anvil for a long time, and we all feel that Bangalore is a beautiful city. We are all very proud of our city, and the only problem in Bangalore, everyone agrees, is that the infrastructure has not kept pace with the growth that the city has seen in recent years. Bangaloreans need more mobility, better infrastructure, better services, better amenities, and we have a lot of things which have been planned for that. The flyover from Basaveshwar Circle to Hebbal is one effort to decongest the city.
An effort to decongest the city, and we're actually very close to where that planned bridge is actually going to start off. A steel bridge, that phrase is really catching everybody's idea. The whole steel of it is going to heat things up. It's not necessarily. What is a steel bridge about, Mr. P.N. Naik? P.N. Naik is engineer with the BDA.
Yeah. This is not a steel bridge, it is an elevated corridor starting from Chalukya Circle to Hebbal.
So where does the steel bridge
I'll come to. There are three options for the bridge, construction of bridge. One is the steel, other is the concrete.
Yes.
Why we selected the steel is for the fast construction, so that it can be completed within 24 months. If I go for the concrete, it will take some 4 to 5 years. And since it is a main approach road to the KIL, we need to complete within 24 months. That is why we selected the steel. Again, this signal field corridor is approved in 2011 by CTTP in the government of Karnataka. In 2011. In the last 4 or 5 years, the planning has been made, and the final DPR was done in 14-15. Then it was tendered, one of the best e-procurement and e-tendering in Karnataka, which is the famous in entire country. Accordingly, the tender procedures have been followed and finalized.
E-tendering, everything above board. Now, Mr. Dinesh Gundurao, Congress leader here, working president of the Congress party. It was in the Congress manifesto, it was in the budget, but really people are saying, the cynics or maybe the realists are saying that there has to be something more. This is a hugely funded project, and the Congress has other motivations for this.
No, making wild allegations is, I think, uncalled for. Now the metro, we are spending totally, I think, more than 30,000 crores. So are you suggesting that governments are making money out of the metro construction? So these kind of uncalled for allegations, even before the project is even taken off, is something I think is politically motivated. And also people who are against this major infrastructure project for Bangalore, some of them have got good intentions, saving the trees, and it spoils the facade of Bangalore city, all that. They may have good intentions, but there are a lot of people involved in this who are politically also against the government. So they're trying to create a situation where government is corrupt, government wants to make money out of this, they want to use it for funding for elections. Ridiculous kind of statements have come out, which they're trying to mislead the people. There's absolutely no truth in this. It's part of a commitment to the people of this state. It's part of a budget speech in 2014 when CM announced it as a steel bridge from Basveshwar Circle to Hebbal. For 2 years, we did all the processes, tendering and finalizing the contract, renegotiating the contract with the bidder. All this was done transparently. So when the project is going to start, suddenly after some 4-5 years, people wake up and say, don't do it. It shows that some of them are well-meaning, but I think there are many in this who have got different intentions.
Politically motivated, ridiculous statement. Now, some of those charges, Mr. Suresh Kumar, senior leader of the BJP and former law minister here as well, you have also made those charges. In an open letter to the Chief Minister, you have said that this project is not a good idea. He's saying it's all above board, nothing to do with funds.
First of all, I want to make it very clear that none of us are against infrastructure. We know the problem. We know the major problem in Bangalore, which is traffic. I wrote a letter to CM on 13th October. I made 3 points very, very clear. That in June, the cost of the project was 1,350 crores. In September, it increased to 1,800 crores. The second thing is, those who are opposing, yes, my dear friend Dinesh said, there are well-intentioned people, there are politically motivated people also. But those who are in the forefront in opposing, they are eminent persons of this city. There are former town planners, there are architects, etc. Their one request, their one demand is to have a public hearing. Why the government is hesitating to have a public hearing? After all, it will cost nothing. So these two things make it very clear that it is not as transparent as the government is making it.
Sridhar Pabishetty of the Nama Bengaluru Foundation, he's raising the issue of transparency, of being answerable to the people. What are your thoughts on this? Do you feel that it has been accessible to the public?
I was really surprised that Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao claimed this to be a transparent process. 14th of July of this year, we applied under RTI, which probably is a claim to fame of the Congress party, saying, please give us the DPR, yes. Please give us the feasibility reports, please give us the EIA, Environmental Impact Assessment, and any studies that you have done to this. We got a reply that has almost killed RTI in this institution. They said, the information you seek has to be created.
So the information was not there. It was not.
We don't know. And it said that the DPR was prepared 11 months ago, but we did not get 3 months ago. We are yet to get the DPR. When was the DPR released? 36 hours before a citizen protest was out there in the anvil.
These are serious charges that the plans were not out, that the details were not available on the RTI.
Yeah. See, we are doing so many projects in the country. Nowhere DPR has been published anywhere. And since the first time in Bangalore they asked for the DPR, we immediately put it in the website. Otherwise, no. I'll tell you. So afterwards. Yeah. See, you just show me one example where the DPR has been placed in the website. Still, BDA did a first time in the Bangalore that we uploaded in the website.
So they did give you those answers.
No. This is blatant misrepresentation by BDA, and I take strong objection to this. Right to Information Act says that any documents that is there in the government has to be given out when the citizen asks. What is his discretion? Is he the Maharaja of Mysore that he has the discretion to give the DPR for the first time in the history? Is a DPR a government document?
Yes, we received so many RTI applications. We have given the reply. If you want, I can give you the copy also. And we have not refused anything. We have given all the detailed RTI, when it is to be given, in what formation it has to be given.
So I
can give you the copy of that.
All the details.
My thing for him is, okay, he says few months there's a delay in DPR. BDA is saying that as per rules, when the DPR has to be given, they have certain rules under RTI itself. They can give it at a later stage. But my question is, DPR is available with him now. Let him look at it now. Instead of just keeping on talking that I do not have the DPR. If you say that technically this is wrong, or there is something wrong in this in the estimate that the BDA has made in 1,800 crores, if there's a lot of fraudulent reasons for making this higher cost, let them prove it. Instead of just talking and the same question being asked over and over again, everything is there, all the details are there. They can go ahead and ask.
Secrecy.
I've been told that the RTI application has been replied to, but in the RTI Act there is a provision, there is an appellate authority. For some reasons, if they did not get the information that they had asked for, then there is the appellate authority. As the chairman of the BDA or as additional chief secretary of the government looking after urban development, no one came and approached me and said that they had asked under RTI for this information and it was not made available to them. So,
Nobody said that.
Yes.
Now, clearly openness and transparency about this. There are questions. BDA and the Congress party trying to say that information is available, but Priya Chetty Rajagopal, you work as a corporate executive, you're also a concerned citizen here. We know, anyone who lives here in Bengaluru knows that travelling in the city is a nightmare. This is a project which ostensibly is meant to make travelling simpler. So what is the problem?
I don't know whether we're asking for band-aids. What clearly comes across to us as citizens is a complete, it's just like a veil. I want you to put yourself in my position as a citizen. In July, or June, when this discussion was happening, we were told that this was coming up. We were obviously very concerned because we were wondering what this is. This is the eyesore, middle of the city. What does it really achieve? And within a few weeks or so, it was scuttled. More or less, there was no conversation about it. So we presumed that it had died a natural death, like so many different things that the government goes through. And we understand, because not every project has to go through to its final completion. We were surprised, and I believe other people have placed RTI for information. We were interested too. But what was really surprising was the way and the manner and the speed, the unseemly haste with which it suddenly came back into the front, the front. Now, my question to you is this. As a citizen, I would be entitled to ask some questions about what does it serve? At what cost does it come? I'm not saying just obviously the financial cost. I'm talking about a lot of other costs. I'm talking also about in any way whether the spirit of the city is being maintained. Are we looking at a more holistic mobility plan for Bangalore? So we can say, are we interested in infrastructure? Of course we are. We spend hours in traffic and certainly that's a problem. But are we looking at public transport? I'd be the happiest person to use more of it. Why do I want to use my car? I walked from where I was. I will take a bus to the airport if I have the facility. I think we're undermining what citizens want. Today, I think what Bangalore has come out with, Maya, is a great desire to engage, a great desire to protect a city, and the increasing shock of having less and less information available and literally dragged out by methods of torture to get the information. And every time we get the information, I'll tell you why there's fear. And my fear is increasing. I'm not connected to anyone. I don't want to be. I'm just here with fear in my heart for a city I love very much.
A city you love very much. And you're talking about the loss of the spirit of the city, because Bengaluru's trees, that once the cliche term, the garden city, it's less and less. The way the bridge is designed right now, is there an option that there could be changes that would make people on both sides of this divide happy? Mr. R.K. Mishra, urban planner and also a member of the Vision Group, Bengaluru.
Well, I seem to be in the middle. I think 3 this side, 3 that side. I think both sides have a little bit of a issue. I think citizens, Bangalore is having, I'm part of Bangalore's, CM's Vision Group. I also am technical advisor to BBMP and BDA. There are around 300 plus major projects are going in the city. Citizens never bothered to ask for those and never got any information. And if they were engaged, I think Bangalore will not reach this stage. So it's good. It's good that they're engaging now.
Why do you think this one has kind of caught the
that's so I think this somehow people have got this very funny notion, steel. All over the world, bridges are made of steel. Whole Tokyo is built of steel, and there are everybody talks about Paris and London. They're tiny cities. Look at any Asian city. They have elevated corridors going through city. Tokyo, Hong Kong, Beijing, Shanghai, Bangkok, Seoul, everywhere.
Where they're breaking up flyovers. They're breaking it down. They're breaking it down. Seoul, Bangkok, Bogota. This is where
Seoul has woken up. Seoul has woken up, but Bengaluru wants to fall into that trap. It's so stupid. It's so stupid that we want to fall into a trap.
The irony is Nitin Gadkari, who's built the highest number of flyovers in Mumbai, he himself has admitted, I have done greatest mistake. I should not have put those flyovers in place. We are not against solving the traffic problem. But the government themselves have a mobility plan in which this is not envisaged at all. It was not planned in their whole mobility plan. Today only because there's some other reasons they've just come up with this thing.
Clearly they're not quite.
I think 1 minute. I think these people are living in, I would say, imaginary world. When they are on the road, they are cribbing. All the roads in Bangalore are carrying the 4 to 6. I don't think any of them are urban planner or the transport expert. I have a master's degree in traffic management. Okay, can you keep quiet? Did I speak when you spoke? Yes. Keep quiet, okay? Now, Bangalore roads are choked. Bangalore metro, when it is completed 250 kilometers, all three will carry only 10% traffic. Correct? So all this, we all want trees. Roads cannot be widened. It's a fully developed city. Tried to demolish one of their houses. I think Mr. Suresh Kumar has given his house for road widening. Ask anybody else, they'll go to court. No, please.
So have I.
You cannot widen the roads. You have to go vertical. We may all want to walk. Can you walk from Hebbal to Silkboard? You cannot. It is a 60-70 kilometer long city. So you got to give. Now, about steel, I have a suggestion where almost 600 to 700 trees can be saved.
Can be saved, not the 800 plus.
Well, I think there are many small trees also been counted. They've been very kind in counting. If you come to Mekri Circle and take left, go to Kant. Road has already been widened. The place, palace land has already been acquired. It's already part of North-South elevated corridor. Government has already planned 100 kilometers of elevated corridors. So I think this portion can be negotiated and they need to come together.
A modification in the design. Mr. Suresh Kumar, I mean, the flyovers, not the way ahead. Your thoughts on this? Because you're both a citizen and also a politician.
Mr. R.K. Mishra claims to be an authority because he is the member of Vision Group, he's an advisor to BBMP, etc. Ultimately, we are voicing the concern of the people. Yes, the people who are resisting or who are opposing, in that group, there are many former town planners, many architects who have come up with alternative solutions. Very small, building small flyovers near really bottlenecks will solve the problem.
And we need to look at the
many small flyovers. Why not look at many small flyovers?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, look at the experience of our city. We have elevated road going from Silkboard Junction to the Electronic City. We have an elevated road which goes just after Hebbal to the airport.
Yes.
We have an elevated road which goes to Nelamangala. And just see what these elevated road bridges have done. They have decongested traffic. If you remember, before the flyovers were built, it was a very bad situation. Now these elevated long flyovers have really helped the world over. Small flyover, we also have the experience of small flyovers in the city. They only outer ring road. I mean, it doesn't work for the number of vehicles that we have, and they are growing. Smaller flyovers will not.
Tried and tested.
No, but see, now it's very easy to talk about cutting trees. We all love trees. But so, like in my own constituency, we're building the Oaklipuram flyover for 200 crores. We have cut 40 trees. And they were excellent, big trees, but we had to do it because it's very necessary. No, we all want Bangalore to be green, but at the same time, we need to solve the problems of Bangalore city. And if we try to solve the problem, if someone has got the one thing I would like to suggest is, if someone's got a suggestion on the flyover project, making it better, please give. But if you have a closed mind and say we don't want the flyover, then what is there for the government to discuss with such people?
A closed mind. He's saying that the long flyovers have actually worked. That those who oppose it have a closed mind.
Yes, the assumption is that the flyover, if we give our suggestions, we'll actually be collaborative. We'll get something better. My worry is every time more information about the flyover has come out, the greater our fear, because there's more stuff that is coming out. Security clearance issues, the underpasses that are being made, the fact that at some point, Maya, this is horrific, where apparently, this is what we've come to know, that the roller coaster ride is between 4 meters and 23 meters, which means 63 feet. It's a 3-story building. I mean, people with vertigo cannot travel on that. But I'm not being facetious. Every time more information comes from the site, and which I can understand why they didn't want to give it in the first place, more and more stuff comes out. The esteem to Hebbal Mall, that space, 1.5 kilometers is added. Are we a Lego city? Are we doing mechano bridges? That we are going to add this last minute and say, oh, so sorry, we forgot about that. Let's do that also. That's what, see, I'm sorry, I'm saying this humorously, but the pain in a Bangalorean's heart when you're saying, so what about this? We'll do that. What about that? Okay, we'll do that also. Security? Oh, okay, we'll think about that as well. That hurts. So I don't believe more information can result in more.
I actually want, I hope we are open to a scientific debate. two leading institutions of this city which are global lights, the Indian Institute of Science and the Indian Institute of Management, both have on the record said this is a stupid project, right? There are issues. Please listen. Well, we asked for the DPR, we asked for 10 things, only DPR got released. Where is the impact assessment? Where is the feasibility study report? These are the documents on which we can critique, we can study. What were the mobility numbers that were released in the DPR? It was in this stretch. If you give mobility numbers in this stretch and don't look at the integration with the neighborhood of this city, you are going to screw up the city. Big projects only shift bottlenecks.
True.
They shift bottlenecks.
Now,
And BDA and BBMP have the great record of building a magic box at Kaveri Circle. They also have the great record of building Kadrinalli by underpass and the Professor C.N.R. Rao underpass. I think Professor C.N.R. Rao got his Bharat Ratna before the underpass got completed.
Prakash Belwadi, filmmaker, director. You're also very concerned about this flyover. Now, we've heard from that side of the panel that long flyovers do work. They decongest areas, whether it's the electronics, many of them actually do help. That we curse, we complain about the traffic in the city, but when the administration tries to do something, there are objections coming up.
You know, I don't think we can fault the administration for having good intentions.
I agree.
And I'm not saying across the board everybody is mala fide in this. But I think the nature of secrecy surrounding the project makes us suspect. And the government's initial response to us, because, we don't know. Actually, it's not a compliment to the government that we are in the dark, that we don't understand these issues. It should have been shared with us. It could have been discussed with us. It was not done. There's no point actually fighting over it. It was not done, period. The DPR was released only on 15th of October, okay, after the protests began. I'm saying, this attitude of saying, look, we know best, is not going to hold water. I've just come from Indian Institute of Science. And I've spoken to professors, and we'll reveal in our invitation today who all are coming. They're very concerned and extremely bothered about the nature and the philosophy behind there's a problem of sustainable Bangalore, and there's a problem of sustainable mobility in this, which they've expressed, and have just come from there. So I don't think the government's case is going to hold. At least with experts.
Talks of secrecy, talks of fear. Now we're talking about an infrastructure project meant to make the people of the city more comfortable and happier. Lots more to discuss. Time for a short break. We'll get back after that.